Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV. And dear viewers, today we bring you Nile Cruise from a very special place in Cairo, from Al Azhar Mosque, dear viewers. And today, dear viewers, we have a very special topic as we witness the very special holy month of Ramadan, which we all await year after year. Dear viewers, Ramadan offers Muslims faith in unique opportunity to a unique opportunity to move closer to the Creator and inspire spiritual rebirth and revival. Fasting in Ramadan must develop in a person the real spirit of social belonging, of unity and brotherhood, and of equality before the Almighty God. Meaningly, each and every individual in Ramadan has his own special rituals, and towards each each individual, towards his or her family, they have special rituals that they have to be doing. And the sense of a family in this very special month of Ramadan, and how to achieve these social skills and to work on. Today we have with us a very special guest, dear viewers. We have with us Heba Salah, and Heba Salah is a researcher at Dar al-Ifta. A very good day, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. And today's very special episode, of course, celebrating the very special holy month of Ramadan.
Thank you for this introduction, and let me introduce the month of Ramadan as a time to recharge our spiritual battles. Everyone throughout the year has their own battle, even at work, even at home. So everyone is waiting for Ramadan as a source of recharging their spiritual battles to go ahead throughout the year. We can say that Ramadan in a digitalized age, or the age of social media, started to have a different taste, you know. Family in this age is so busy, and life is so hectic. Everything is going very quickly, so having a family gathering is no longer on the list of our priorities. You know, so Ramadan comes as a time to reconnect. We have to get back to our social gatherings. We have to get back to our unity. We have to get back to our feeling of solidarity, not only on the level of the small family, but also on the level of the entire community. So I think everyone should make a good use of the month of Ramadan, and through our discussion I will make it clear how we can use this 30 days, a very intensive dose of spirituality, love, reconnecting with the Creator, in order to change the things that we are trying throughout the year to help one another changing it.
Heba, the spirit of social belonging and solidarity, and of course of equality before Allah, you said you're going to be talking more about it and telling us more about it. How do you see, from your own perspective and point of view, that we can enhance in each and every individual, in each and every family, the idea of reconnecting together and the idea of reconnecting with the Creator, because these are the most important aspects of this holy month of Ramadan?
Yes, sure. And this is what we are aspiring for. As I said, that life is so hectic and everyone is busy. Even at the family gathering, you will find that everyone is busy checking or following their social accounts or personal accounts on social media. So I think the philosophy of fasting itself, and the wisdom behind legislating fasting, it helps a Muslim or everyone going through this experience, even the children who are starting to train themselves to observe the fast according to the prescribed way in Islamic Sharia. You know, the philosophy of fasting itself, it helps you or brings you the idea of a change. For example, we are prevented by the divine to not eat, drink, or intimate relations from dawn to sunset. So this is a command that gives you the time, or gives you a chance to observe yourself, to observe your actions. No one is watching except the Creator, except God. So you are not eating or drinking, and you have at the back of your mind that God is watching. So you are developing the sense of muraqaba in Arabic, or the sense of watching, observing. So this is one of the things that we lack in our life. For example, doing good deeds, we are so happy because the month or the reward in this month is doubled. So for doing a good deed, you know that God is watching and He is rewarding. So you can do your best in order to be a good person.
Okay, how can fasting help in developing each and every Muslim individual character?
As I told you, the sense of muraqaba, of observing. Second is how to feel special in this month by getting closer to God, by doing things which are very small, but you will be rewarded a good thing. Let me tell you something. While fasting, we should not fight. We should not utter any obscene word, for example. This is some people throughout the day or throughout outside Ramadan, the regular life or the hectic life, we cannot control our feelings. We cannot control our reactions. We cannot control our words even. So in Ramadan, you have a time to develop a better self, to be a good person. Throughout the 30 days, you were controlling your words, you were controlling your actions. So it means that you can do it. So we can make this a motto of Ramadan. Yes, we can. Yes, I can do it. So this will help a Muslim to develop a better character. This is how we should reflect on the wisdom and the idea of fasting. It is not just a feeling of torturing or prevention for the sake of prevention. It is something that to prove to yourself and the family inside the house that you can do good things willingly.
The role of fasting, Heba, in developing the idea of adaptation to, of course, fasting and time management, which is very important in this holy month.
In the Egyptian society, we don't have even an occasion without having a certain food. So the meal time or the time for food gatherings is so special in Ramadan. So we have only two meals. We have iftar and we have suhoor. So I think the things we failed to do throughout the year, arranging for a family gathering or going out with friends, we might arrange and finally we can do it. But in Ramadan, automatically people are automatically going for the two meals willingly and happily. So I think the idea to manage your time and manage the time according the prayers. Let me give you an example. Some people throughout the year doing their best to observe the regular times of prayers. But in Ramadan, you will find or will have the power. For example, as long as you hear the adhan or you hear the call to prayer, you go and perform the prayer. So you are arranging your tasks during the year according to the timings of prayers. So now you are helping yourself to have the skill or to develop the skill of arranging or time management. So I think reflecting on the timings and the choice of timings for the iftar and suhoor and the timing of prayers in order to have a line to go through during Ramadan and outside Ramadan, this is something to reflect and something to put on your agenda or on your list of priorities during this blessed month.
Heba, Ramadan is a holy month that, of course, we work all of us on ourselves and we try our best to take the best of this holy month of Ramadan because there are 30 days that we await year after year. How could we work on ourselves to manage this each and every day in this 30 good days to get the best out of this month and to reconnect with our families, gather with our families, read our Quran, do a lot of charity work that we have to be doing nowadays, especially in light, of course, of the recent circumstances which we're witnessing in our country. How can we do all of this together? And it's a day that's full of a lot of goodwill that God helps us to do everything we want to do.
We have a very important thing mentioned in the Quran about the month of Ramadan. Why should we fast? Why should we abstain from food and drink for such long hours? Why I should pay charity? Why I should gather people for iftar meal and all of such things that might be a bit new or a bit burden for some people. The idea is that we have to achieve taqwa or to be mindful of God. The sense of muraqabah we have just mentioned of observing, or the idea of taqwa or being mindful of Allah, this is the wisdom behind the idea or the philosophy of the month of Ramadan in general. God Almighty in the Quran says, O believers, fasting has been prescribed for you as it has been prescribed for the people before you, just to attain taqwa or to be mindful of God. So, knowing that all your deeds or all what you are doing through 30 days is rewarded and watched by the Creator, this is a sense of appreciation. For example, at work, when your manager or head of department appreciates your work and encourage you to go on and you're good, you're doing a very good job, go ahead. This is the sense of appreciation that God preserved for the believers or the fasting people during Ramadan. Knowing this while doing your deeds, it gives you the push to go ahead. Gives you the push to go ahead and trying to spread goodness among people, not just for yourself and sharing it for the other. And recently, people on social media were saying sharing is caring. So sharing the good deeds and sharing your meals in such tough days is a sign of having a good connection. And the philosophy of fasting is to have a connection to God. Lady Maryam in Quran, when she vowed to abstain from talking to anyone but God, and she said, I have vowed to fast for God Al-Rahman, the most merciful. So she doesn't wait or she doesn't seek anything from anybody except God, the All-Merciful. This is the philosophy of Shahr, or the month of Ramadan.
Perfect, Heba. Some people do not have enough resources to offer meals, for example, charity meals. How could they, if they want to help as people that are not able to afford meals, able to afford giving money where they should be giving money, places that they should give charity money and they cannot, but they want to help? How can they do this in a means when they do not have this resources to help?
This is a very good question, by the way. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, advised us that you should not belittle any good deed, even smiling at your brothers and sisters. So meeting your friend, meeting someone with a smile and giving them a positive energy with a very tender smile, you will be rewarded for this, and it is a charity, yes. A smile in our religion is a charity. And in another prophetic tradition, he told us, keep yourself away from hellfire even by giving out half a date. So if you have nothing to give out in order to take the reward for a charity, the little thing you can offer is half a date. So doing good deeds is not that difficult as some people thinking. So everyone who is able to do something and he knows inside his heart that it will help people or it will make the day of someone else or will bring joy to the hearts of people, so go ahead. Don't say, no, this will not be enough, so I have to give a lot of money or I have to give a lot of food. No, it's remember the philosophy of half a date. And don't belittle any good deed, even meeting people with a smile. Everyone in the street, even the strangers in the street, if you go ahead and see someone you don't know and just say Assalamu alaikum or just say hello with a smile on your face, it will bring happiness to their heart. So religion is so easy. And the philosophy of religion is that God never imposed hardship on people. So this is a very important meaning we should share with people who are preparing and preparing their hearts first. It's important to prepare your heart for the fasting, not just only your body, because the philosophy of fasting is to purify your heart and vacuum your heart from any sickness or illness or hatred or grudges. So in order to be a better person, you have to prepare your heart, your soul first before seeking for the physical.
Okay, Heba, wrapping up today's interview, could you please give me a quick wrap up and a quick summary on a day? How could we, what should we be doing? The most important things, other of course than praying and other than fasting, the main pillars of Islam. What should we be doing in this very important day, one day in Ramadan?
My advice for our viewers is that to live Ramadan as it never ends. To live in Ramadan as you live outside Ramadan, because we worship only one God. The God in Ramadan is the God outside Ramadan. And I'd like to mention the example of the companions of the Prophet and the generation after the companions. They used to ask God throughout the year for 6 months. They used to pray to God to let them live until they reach Ramadan. And after Ramadan, they spent the other 6 months asking God to accept their deeds in Ramadan. So they are living Ramadan as it never ends. So what really distinguishes Islam and the Islamic Sharia? Flexibility. Flexibility is the most important thing that everyone should know about the nature of this religion. So starting a day by praying, the morning prayer, it is the key to all goodness. Yes, it is the key to all goodness. So someone told me that I can't go out of the house without saying good morning to my Lord. So the Fajr prayer is just as if you say good morning to my Lord and having this connection. So the idea of
having connection.
Have connection, and people who lost the connection due to the hectic life and the fast-paced life, they try to recharge their batteries or spiritual batteries during this day. Every good deed is welcomed in Ramadan. Everything you should think that it is so little to offer for God, God accept this, and He's opening His door for those who want to come, and it's a good idea to get out of Ramadan with a new heart, not a new person.
Heba Salah, researcher at Dar al-Ifta, we thank you very much for your wonderful words. Thank you very much for your advices. We thank you very much for giving us a highlight on the importance of reconnection and belonging to the Lord and belonging to your family in this very important holy month of Ramadan. Thank you very much for joining us in today's episode of Nile Cruise. Dear viewers, this is the segment of Nile Cruise. Stay tuned. We have a lot. Don't go away. I'll be right back.